Yo, what's going on? Wanted to make a quick video going over my watch list for next week. Last week was an awesome trading week for me. Not that I made so much money, but the goal for me is to just make consistent percentage every week. So 2 weeks ago I had a loss of 3.52%, and then I made most of that back the following week. But the thing is, I was still in a trade. So see, last week I made 2.19%, so I didn't quite make all of it back, but I only focused on a couple of pairs last week, and I just got in and out of New Zealand USD. And I was in this trade pretty much all week. I was scaling in, scaling out, and then it'd give me a dip and I would scale in again. So I'm still holding a position in New Zealand USD. But all in all, the trading on my part was very good. All right, so the dollar's been making lower lows and lower highs since April 2020. I thought maybe that I drew this box here, and I thought maybe that the dollar would come up and test these lows and then make another run down. But when I zoom out on the chart, it looks like it's giving us that W formation that I always talk about. And you can see it kind of clearly when you zoom out. It makes it a lot easier to see. So we had this high volume area here which hadn't been tested until January, when it came down and tested that. And if you I like drawing lines like this just when I see high trap volume. So a bunch of trap shorts here on the dollar, and as you can see, price never quite made it down to these lows. So anybody that got short here and is waiting on the market to come back, well, they've stayed in the market a long time, since 2018, and price came down and didn't quite make it there. But if I were to guess, I would say that over the next couple months we'll get maybe a pull down a little bit lower, a pullback a little bit lower, and then come up here to test this high volume area here, this one, and maybe, I don't want to say we'll make a run past this because I don't know, but I do think that we'll test both of these high volume areas here. So, saying that, if I were to be bullish on the dollar for the next couple months, I would have to be bearish on all currencies. All right, so like I said, the dollar I think will pull back slightly, and I'm not looking to hold this trade. The only possible target, the only target that I'm planning on hitting is this target here. But if price comes back up to this level, I'll probably leave one on for a runner, and the second that I sense any exhaustion, I'll probably just get out of it there. So I hit my first target there, which was 41, and then when I got this candle here, I wasn't sure what price was going to do, but when this candle right here closed, I took off another position, so that was 13. And then price came up here. It didn't quite hit my profit target, and I didn't notice until this candle had closed, and that was at like 5 a.m. So I took a portion of it off there. But when I got this pullback, my first instinct was like, oh shit, I gotta get out. But then I realized, why would I get out? I mean, is anything invalidated the trade? No. So of course I didn't just blindly add into the position. Usually what I do is I'll zoom in on the 15-minute to see if I can kind of see if when price comes lower, if there's a high volume, which there was here. And right here just looks like a peak formation. And one other thing I like doing is going on the 1 minute, because you can see the volume very clearly on the 1 minute. And so right here, big volume up. And then again right here, came down and then made another run back up. So I'd already entered another position there. If I have full faith in the trade, and I'm looking to hold something for at least a week, I'm going to manage it on the 4-hour chart. There's been way too many times when I get in on the 4-hour and then I start going down to a lower time frame to try to minimize my losses, but a lot of times all that does is scare me out of the trade. So I made it a goal to just keep it on the 4-hour unless I have reached all my profit targets and I'm at a point where I think the market could reverse, and then I'll possibly get down on a lower time frame and look for an exit. So I'm in a trade New Zealand USD, pound CAD. A lot of these trades that I have requires a lot of patience. I took a scratch trade on this last week, which it was only like 10 pips, so it wasn't very much. And luckily I did because it tanked. But once price started slowing down in this area, I just took the trade off. But what I'm looking for here, see, originally I had my zone in this area here, but when price came down and it released all this trap volume, then I go down to my next area of trap volume, which is right here. And the reason I'm not gonna make this a significant level is because there's a bunch of traders right here that are long. It's still a flat bottom. It's not a low that I like to see. So we do have a lot of short traders trapped here, but I do think price is going to come and take out these lows. So what I do is I'm going to go from this low here, because there's a lot of trap volume there. So I'll draw a fib. From there to there. So I get my 2 points that I want to reference from. The high and the low, the major swings. And then I mark out the 0.62, 0.705, and 0.79, and I put a box there. And once price gets down to these levels, I'll zoom down on the 1 hour, 30, 15, and look for my entry. All right, so that's pound CAD. It'll probably be I don't know, maybe a few days before I even attempt to get in this one. Same thing here, trap volume, trap volume. I don't have full faith in this, only because I don't like this low. I really don't like this low. So it's not going to be one that I'm primarily focused on, but I do have it marked just in case we come down and get a nice reversal pattern here. Then I'll possibly take that one. Euro CAD. So we've been in a downtrend for a while on this one. Price came up and gave us the M pattern, so that was a reset. This was also a reset, and this was the peak formation. So it came down 1, 2, 3 peak formation, and then it gave us 2 levels up with a reset, and it's doing the exact same thing right here. Reset, peak formation, and then it came down level 1, level 2. This would be level 3, but I'm not gonna look to enter until I get, like I said, a reversal pattern. Like I said earlier, a lot of times I'll go down, if I'm really about to enter a trade, I'll go down on the 1 minute and look for those high volume candles. And that oftentimes is a good indicator that price is exhausted and maybe gonna reverse to the upside. So this one's actually a really clean chart, and I really like this flat top here, high volume. All this indicates to me is that price is going to come back up and test these levels. The only time we get to a point where it looks like there's somewhat trap volume is right here. And even right here, there's kind of a flat top and then trap volume there. If I do enter down here at this low and I hold it for a week or two, I will be cautious when price gets back up to this level here around 1.54825 area. Definitely take some off the table there. Euro pound, there's no telling when I'll get an entry on this pair here, but I do know that when price comes back up to this level, I'll be looking to short. Euro New Zealand, this is kind of a messed up chart. Obviously I have a lot of different biases on this one. It came down, big volume up. We have a bunch of trap volume there, here, and now we have trap volume there. I'm not a real big fan of this one. And how I got this this zone here was or was it hell, I don't remember. But obviously the best time to take this trade was when and I'm still not sold on this, honestly. I don't like it. I probably won't even, this will be one of the last trades that I'm even looking to getting into. This one's pretty much the same, Euro, Australian dollar. So go on the weekly. Daily. Price already came down and released all this trap volume, all that trap volume. So the next level of trap volume is here, which I don't think that's gonna hold. I think there could possibly, I think price could possibly come down to these levels. This is a nice solid area of trap volume here. Just not one of my favorite setups. Again, Australian AC. This is another one where it had a nice peak formation, so it broke above these highs, put in a peak formation, level 1. Some people might argue that this is level 2 here, but I'll just go ahead and put it down here because this was the major pullback area. I'm gonna assume that price is gonna make one more run to the downside and then possibly closer to this trap volume area here. That's a nice solid point of trap volume. So if we could come down in this zone here and get a reversal pattern, definitely look for price targets at all these high volume areas. But I would leave a runner on for this one just because this top is so weak. Definitely think we're going to come back up and possibly break above that high. New Zealand CAD, I really like this one. We've had a lot of volume to the downside, so high volume there. A lot of absorption there, and just steady volume on the way down. So looking for price to get in this zone here and not take out this trap volume. So if price were to come down here and even break this, I would wait for another reversal signal. This one is really overextended. So if we go out on the daily, we got a bunch of trap volume areas up here. I don't want to say that it's going to reverse this week. So price came up and tested this high volume area. So if you think of the market as an auction and it comes up and it tests these levels and there's no volume being traded there, then it's going to seek another price. So we could possibly see a reversal pattern here. This is honestly just steady volume, which says to me that we could probably see higher prices. So I'd be looking for a reversal up here in this area. And if I do get that short, I would look for price to come down to this yellow line that I have marked off for this apex of the W and reverse at this level and then make another run up. So everything I do is pretty much higher time frame stuff, and I've looked at all time frames. I've traded all time frames. I've traded futures, stocks, and I've had the most success on Forex consistently swing trading on the 4-hour chart and making my entries on the 1, 15, 30 minute chart. All right, so that's all. Like always, any trades I take this week, I'm going to put up a video. Sometimes I'm not at a point where I can just stop what I'm doing and videotape. Like if I get to a level of take profit one time, I mean, obviously I can't always stop and record that because I do have a job. So I try to do the best I can as far as entries, and if I get stopped out, then I definitely like posting those videos because most people don't. They want everybody to think that they win every single trade, and I definitely do not. So I appreciate y'all watching. Tune in for the next one.